I'm back. I had to end that one, but this is part two. Are you carrying dead weight? So if you come in, thank you. Make sure like this. Make sure it doesn't fall. I just was on here. I don't know if that phone's gonna fall. Let's see. Let me put you over here, guys. Okay, so if you're out there, welcome in. I was talking about, if you're carrying dead weight and maybe you're carrying dead weight and, you're just exhausted. I had to go run real quick. But anyways, a lot of people they're trying to carry everything and, they're worried about everything. But a lot of people are not really concerned because why would they? If you make everything so comfortable for them, why would they even care? You have to make people a little bit hungry. When people get hungry, they're going to move, okay? Some people are letting their kids stay on the couch all day, okay? I'm talking about even when they're 15, 16 years old, they should start to want to get a little job, okay? Because it starts young. Um, and yes, we're not really that mature at that age, but we can learn to follow rules and stuff. We go to work, you have a job to do, and kids like to make money. So this gives them a purpose, and they're not hanging out on the streets with their friends, because at that time they start to get into stuff that you don't want them to. And if they're working, it's productive. Yes, they may have to go after work or whatever, but this is like the rest of our lives. We have to work. It just is what it is. But you're a productive member of society. When you go to work and stuff like this, you're serving other people, because none of us are here to serve ourselves. We're here that we can serve other people in service. It's a full circle. So from the high to the low, it's all level at the ground of the cross. In service is serving other people. We don't serve ourselves, but some people make it so comfortable. The kids will stay on their parents' couch, and they just make excuses of because maybe they have, you know, I don't know, like their attitude. Well, we all got attitudes and we got to deal with it, you know. And but if you give them money all the time and make it very comfortable, you're gonna have to take like a stick to pry them out that couch. Hey, how are you? Nitro. Is that Nitro? Or Nin, how are you? And Nin. Thank you for coming in. So when people get so comfortable, it's like they make that mark in your couch. You can't get them out. Okay. They're going to get so comfortable. You make it so comfortable that, you have all these channels on the TV. You give them allowance, let them bring their friends over any time of the night. I mean, is that really what you want is that really what you want for your family? You want them to grow up. Sometimes parents are selfish too, where they're looking at their children as little babies. Okay, so if you're a 20-year-old and something like this, your parents could be part of the reason why you're not growing as a person. And sometimes people want to look at us like little babies and stuff like this, but we're not. Once you're 18, you're considered an adult. Yes, you're a young adult, but the process to grow up starts, we have to learn. We have to learn how to grow up. But when we go to work, our boss gives us rules to abide by, and and they we have to do work. When you go to work, you have a service to perform, and then you get paid for it. You're rewarded for your work, unless you're volunteering. But I cannot volunteer because I have to pay bills. Okay, all of us have bills. Whether you have a little bit of bills or whether you want a lot of stuff, it depends where you want to live or whatever. But we all have bills, and the cost of living is not going down. So for my children now, I'm going to start having them give me some money because I am struggling. For a while I was able to do it, but now I need help. They're both working, so my daughter is okay with giving me money. She understands, you know, nothing in this life is free. But like I said, like a lot of people are trying to get monetized on this platform, and it's not a sure thing. I've been on here 4 years, and yes, maybe I get a sponsor the time. I don't want to ask people for money because how do you know? It's based on our performance. So when somebody doesn't like a message, they're not giving nothing to it, and that's fine. But I speak the truth, and but you have to really examine yourself, and you need to examine the people in your life. Okay, so I'm going to go to the Bible, and when Jesus met the guy at the pool of Bethesda, a man healed at the pool of Bethesda. When Jesus meets us, he doesn't keep us in the same situation. So that's like what we have to bring Jesus to people. So I'm going to share this with you. Whatever it speaks to you, it speaks. God speaks through his word. But God does not want you staying in that same position. So maybe you've been out of work 10 years. You need a job. I pray that you find a job. But it doesn't happen when we stay in our house, comfortable. A lot of times you have to go out in the field and put in applications and go shake hands with people, meet face to face. You have to get past that fear. People want to see people. They're going to give you a job over somebody who's putting a resume online. I'm telling you, it's just the way it works. When you shake somebody's hand, it's personal. And you introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Johnny. I'm interested in the position, or do you have anything? 95% of the time, if you go to a construction site and you go introduce yourself, they will offer you a job, okay? But you have to ask, seek, and knock, okay? And don't be intimidated. People want to see that. You know, it's okay if you're a little intimidated, but go introduce yourself. You're looking for work. People want people that are not going to be dead weight when they come there. So if they ask you to sweep, you sweep the best you can. If they ask you, you know, to hold the studs, you hold the studs the best you can. And if they tell you, you more than likely you have to wear steel toe boots. But we can't be dead weight when we go in service to people because they're getting paid to do this job and you're getting paid from the money, okay? And then even, you know, if you live in a household, give your mom or the place you live at $50 towards food or something because it's very expensive. But a lot of parents are making it too easy. If you're a 20-year-old and your parents aren't charging you nothing, you have it very easy now. And it's going to be a rude awakening when you go out and have a place because there's a lot of bills. So start to give something now and start to really look realistically what it costs to live because it's expensive, okay? But it's possible. But we have to start somewhere. Okay, so a man healed at the pool of Bethesda. So in John 5, so let's just open with the Lord with a prayer, okay? Hey, how are you, Gray? Thank you for coming in. Thank you, guys. All right, so dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this message, Lord. I pray that the viewer and myself, Lord, that we're touched by this message. Whatever you want to speak to us, Lord, you speak. If we've been in this situation, Lord, make a way for us that we have doors that open for us, Lord. You have doors to open for us, just for us, but we have to ask, seek, and knock. Lord, I pray that the viewer receives this message. Amen. Oh, okay, my phone is about to go now. So this is when Jesus, the guy has been in this situation for a long time, 38 years, okay? When Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he already had been in that condition a long time, he said to him, do you want to be made well? The sick man answered him, sir, I have no man to put me into the pool when the water is stirred up. But while I'm coming, another steps down before me. Jesus said to him, rise, take up your bed and walk. And immediately the man was made well, took up his bed and walked. And that day was the Sabbath. The Jews therefore said to him, who was cured, It is the Sabbath. It is not lawful for you to carry your bed. This is back in the day. He answered them, he who made me well said to me, take up your bed and walk. Then they asked him, who is the man who said to you, take up your bed and walk? But the one who was healed did not know who it was, for Jesus had withdrawn, a multitude being in that place. Afterward, Jesus found him in the temple and said to him, see, you have been made well. Sin no more, lest the worst thing come upon you. And the man departed and told the Jews that it was Jesus who made him well. So he's ratting out Jesus, but Jesus knew he was going to be crucified. Jesus went to that cross for me and you. But when Jesus sets you free, don't get back in that situation. He made him take up his bed because he was there for 38 years. So I'm telling you, Jesus can raise you from that couch that you've been on for over 10 years or however long it is. Do not give up. You have to pray and fast, and Jesus can raise you right there where you are. You got to raise up, get up out that bed like Lazarus. He raised Lazarus out the dead. He raised you up. But when he gets you out, do not go back to that condition that you were in. Jesus sets us free. You call on him and you will be saved. Okay? You need Jesus. We got to get up on the inside. A lot of times, spiritually, inside, we are giving up hope. Do not give up hope. Okay? I'm here to tell you, I wasn't always driving a truck, but God gave me the strength. It was a process. And I want to tell you, if you're carrying your children's all the way to that, you are doing a disservice to your children. Then you are part of the problem. You're not part of the solution. By coddling your children, if your husband's telling you your son needs to get a job, let him get a job. Let the father guide him, because young men they need to become young men. You know, we don't stay babies. And this is the thing too. We have to realize all of us grow up. You had the opportunity to grow. We all should give that, extend it, because you want to look at your child and know that they become an adult, not that they stay a baby in diapers. This is what some people are looking at their kids, as if they're still in diapers. Change that picture on the wall to resemble what your child is now, a grown man and a grown woman. You know, whether they're 18, they're still a grown man and a woman. That's the age of consent at 18. Even though they're young, we still can guide them, but let them become young adults by starting to get a job, and, starting to learn what society looks like, and being a part of society, okay? It's okay if they make mistakes. That's part of life. But that's all. I got to get off here because my phone's going to die. All right. I hope this spoke a word of truth to you. And that's what I want to do. Sometimes it's a bit hard. But for me, I've been working since I've been 12. It was hard. Walking kids around on ponies as I'm a child, okay? But it taught me discipline, and I made some money in the process. All right. God bless you guys. Have a good day, and I'll see you again. Like this, subscribe, like, share, comment, prayer requests. God bless you, and get up off that couch. Come on. All right, God bless you.